In this video, we're going to review the clippings document, and this tool is essential for capturing your research quickly and easily. Therefore, let's go to the main menu and click Docs. Then go to the far right, locate the blue New button, click it, locate third down in the menu, Clippings, and click it. Now let's walk you through the interface of clippings. First, you'll see that it says Untitled Clippings, and when you click the pencil or click on the name, it'll highlight the whole name. Now you can start typing the new name. So let's just call this Clippings Test 1 and press Enter. That is now the official name of your clippings document going forward. You can change it at any time. Now notice there's nothing that we can do. Everything has been disabled except for the share button. You can share an empty document or you can share a completed document. Now the way clippings works is that you open up a resource, select the information, and add it to your clippings document. Let's do that. So I'm going to click on the library icon, and I'm just going to open up the Bible Knowledge Commentary. Here it is, the Bible Knowledge Commentary. I'm going to click it. Now what makes clippings so fun and easy to use is that you simply select the paragraph, one sentence, doesn't matter, whatever you want that you think is relevant for your future research. Once it's selected, notice at the left the Add Clippings button has been enabled. Let's click Add Clipping. Now look at what happens. First, we get a link back to the resource. So if we click on the X and close this tab, and then click on this link right here, it takes us back to the original content. That's handy when you only copy and paste a little bit or a portion of the information. Let's click the X and close the resource. Next, it gives you this title information. This represents the title for that section. It might be a paragraph title, a chapter title. It really depends where you are in the book. Then over at the right, we have a time date stamp that tells us today at 1:33 p.m. we did it. Then at the lower left, we have the add tag. Now, I normally don't use this in clippings unless I have a very specific reason. Since I'm already organizing my clippings based on a title, here, Clippings Test 1, I already kind of have a built-in organizational scheme. But if you're looking to have additional levels of searching, let's say you're focusing on a major topic and subtopics, then you would use the tag to include those topics and subtopics. So this would allow you to differentiate one note from another for searching capability. Then over at the right, we have the notes icon. If you click it, it allows you to add some additional notes. And that's a great way to remind you why you chose this or what is pertinent to remember about this particular clippings. Now, if you follow your mouse over at the right, you'll see a little arrow appears there, a little animation. If you click on that arrow, you'll see that we get the bibliographic information. Not only can you copy that and paste it, but you can also change the bibliographic format. So here we click on Turabian, and we can choose from any number of the major styles of writing. Now let's click on the arrow at the bottom right again to go back to our main citation. Now you can edit the text within the clippings, and this can be really handy if you want to note something in particular. Now in this particular case, the text has been bolded where the commentary was using these words to explain things. But you may want to say, hey, this particular phrase is important to me, and you may want to bold it, italicize it, make it all small caps, superscript, subscript. You can see all those options are possible for you. You can also change the formatting for left, center, and right. You can bullet, you can number, you can do increase the indentation, you can move the indentation around, you can toggle the direction of the text from left to right. That becomes important with Hebrew text, which I don't recommend putting in there too often. Hebrew text is very difficult to work with in Logos. You also have a chain link icon, which means you can link to a website if you want to. That's pretty handy, especially if you're copying and pasting from a website into your clipping. So you can do that. You can copy and paste from anywhere once you've got this note created. And then we have check spelling. You must choose the language. In this case, we have US, so we're good to go there. And then you can apply default formatting, which essentially kind of erases all the work you've done. And you can see that there, that all the bolding is gone and the special text and the special font. Now, if I press Control-Z for the PC or Command-Z for the Mac, guess what? It returns and undoes that particular feature. Now, unfortunately, you are missing the highlighting toolbar, and that's a real shortcoming with this particular tool. All right, let's add a second clippings document so I can demonstrate the next feature. So this time I'm going to go to the MacArthur Study Bible, and I'm going to just select this sentence here and click Add to Clipping. All right, you can see what happens. The second clipping is added. It's placed below. You can see the time, date stamp. Everything's the same. Now, let's go to the three vertical dots and click Find in this panel. Now, watch this. I'm going to type the word background. Now, look what happens. The first note disappeared, but the second note did not. And that's to let you know this acts more like a filter. So it's going to only show those notes that have the keyword you're searching on. And that information can be anywhere. For example, I'm going to put in the word house here in the note. I'm going to click the X to remove what's in my find box, and I'm going to type in house. So anything in here will appear. In fact, if I type in the shortcut MSB, it appeared here. So any text you see is fully searchable. Let's go ahead and click the X to close the Find panel. Let's click the stoplight menu, the three vertical dots at the top right of this window pane. Now, there are a couple of the features you need to be aware of. You can certainly print and export, send it to Microsoft Word. You can share this document with other Logos users. You can duplicate, though I don't see the need to do that unless you want to create a copy for yourself and then have a collaborative document for someone else. You can clearly delete the object here as well as in the Documents menu. Now, this is an interesting feature, Save as Bibliography. Let me click on that. So this will generate a bibliography of all your books. So if you're doing research, make sure that every book you open, you grab a few sentences, add to your clippings document. That way, your clippings document essentially becomes a bibliography document for all your research. That's a powerful feature. Let's click at the top right, the three vertical dots for the bibliography document. Notice now we can save as a collection. So you can move from the clippings to a bibliography to a collection. Be aware of that nuance. Now let's go ahead and click the X to close the bibliography. Let's go back to the stoplight menu at the top right and click it. Notice you also have Save as a Passage List. Let's click on that option. Now this is pretty neat. I'm going to left click and drag the tab over to the right so you can see what's going on. So in our clippings text, we had a couple Bible passages, Daniel 9:23, Daniel 10:19, Daniel 4 through 11. Those three passages located within the text and also in the tagging were extracted out of the clippings document and were placed in a passage list. So if you have Bible verses that you're saving, you can include those as well. Now, if we were to add a note and let's say put John 3:16 and hit spacebar and then click off the note and then go to the stoplight menu and do Save as Passage List, a new passage list will be generated. I've dragged it to the right, and notice it did include John 3:16. So this will extract any Bible verses within the clippings document. Let's go ahead and click the X and close both those passage lists. Let's click on the Share button next. And as you can see, you've seen this from previous videos. It gives us access to the public. We can also share to a particular group by clicking the drop-down menu and selecting our Faith Life group that we're a part of. If you click on Public, you can click on the No and make it Yes and share your clippings document with all Logos users. We're not going to do that for this training video. Let's click the X to close. So bottom line, I use the clippings document to quickly study and research. I'm just grabbing important information so I can look at it more in depth at a later time. Well, thanks for joining us for this quick overview of the clippings document.